Hi guys, welcome back to the garden. Today I'm down here in front of Climbing Bean garden bed where I have planted the tomatoes this year. So the tomatoes are growing super quickly in here. They're almost twice the size they were when I planted them in here a little while ago. And today and yesterday I've been down here stringing my tomatoes. So I'm going to give you guys a look at how I'm stringing my tomatoes and making sure that they don't fall over into the walkways, because this area I'm doing in this year is a lot smaller than where I was doing them last year. So I'm going to put some videos on here guys, some close-ups, and show you exactly how I'm taking care of my tomatoes this year and keeping them out of the walkway. Okay guys, so the first part of the stringing of my tomatoes, basically I'm just doing a double knot, loose double knot around the top of each of the tomato plants. Now I'm not really a good knot person, and with my hand in the brace, as you can see in the video there, things were a little more difficult and took a little more time than I anticipated. So you can see that it's a really nice, just a loose knot there so that the plants have a room to grow in it. So now I was just stringing them up I was doing it to the top level, but for this process I was showing you to the middle wire just so that it was easier for me to record it for you so that you could see it. So you can see I'm just adding an extra few inches there so that I have some room to play with when I tie it to the middle wire there. So all I'm creating here was a nice little slip knot so that I can do it up and undo it and tighten it up as required. If you don't know how to do a slip knot, I've got a quick little video shot here of me trying to attempt to do it with my brace on, but I'm pretty sure you guys will figure it out. So it's just going around the wire, making a loop and pulling the tail end through and tightening it off. There are different ways to do it. You could have done it around the wire instead of around itself. Just play with it and see what works best for you. So basically then I went through and did all the rest of my tomato plants. There was a few that I didn't get to that day, and so the other thing I have noticed with the cotton wool that I've been using, because it has been up there for a little bit of time now by the time you guys see this video, is that the cotton wool is not probably going to be strong enough to hold the weight of these tomato plants. So at some stage I'm going to either have to replace it with something stronger, or I am going to just have to let the tomato plants do whatever the tomato plants want to do in the end. So just take notes when you are doing your string and you're attaching it up, to make sure that you think about how heavy the tomato plants are going to get and how strong a string that you need to put on there to hold the plants up. Some of these plants are going to get really quite heavy because they're going to have really quite big tomatoes on them. So I have almost finished doing all my tomatoes. Unfortunately, my roll is empty and I now need to buy some more or find some other strings. So these are yellow so you can actually easily see them. So this is what it looks like once I have strung them all up and got them all in here. So this section here, I've got about half a dozen plants here or so, or a dozen plants here that still need to be done. But you can see I've still also got some in the walkway. They're just here so they get water. They are not doing too well. I've still got watermelon to put in, but hopefully I will find somewhere soon to get these into so I can get them out of my walkways and not be tripping over them. So as you can see, these guys are growing super well, so much bigger than they were last time, double the size. I'm not sure if you can see, but this is the bottom wire that they were planted under. I'll stick a photo in so you can see the difference. And how long it's been since they've been in here. So these guys are now pretty much, except for those few left to do, are good and ready for me to keep stringing these guys up. I keep shortening the strings as they go, but I will keep you in the loop on how I'm doing that and how I'm keeping these tomatoes under control. There'll also be some videos coming out shortly when these tomato plants are a little bit bigger and when they're ready, on how I am going to prune the leaves off them as well. So don't forget to keep an eye out for those as they come out. But guys, thank you for joining me down here in the garden again today. And don't forget, there'll be some videos on the side here, and the subscribe button will be at the top there. And don't forget, let me know how your tomatoes are happening and if they're doing really well, and I really hope that they are, and I hope that these videos are helping you to grow some super cool tomatoes this year. We'll see you soon.